This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Jeremy Wolf.
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Wolf, and today I'd like to welcome to the show a lovely lady I'd met a couple of times through the Chamber of Commerce. She is relatively new to our wonderful community. I'm here today with Dr. Rosario Street with Jonari Dental of Cooper City. Dr. Street, thanks for joining us.
Hello, Jeremy. No, thank you for the invitation. More than happy to be part of the whole community and try to provide the service everybody's looking for. So I'm happy to be here too.
Well, we are certainly happy to have you. Anytime I see a new business that opens in our community, I always like to reach out and give them an invite to come on the show to talk a little bit about what they do. So with that being said, obviously everybody knows what a dentist does. It seems they're on every corner nowadays. There's dentists popping up all over the place. To talk a little bit about Jonari Dental, what you guys do there and kind of what separates your practice from the other dentists that are out there.
We are general practice dentistry, dentist office, general dentist office, but we are really focused on cosmetic treatments.
Okay.
But as well, we provide some dental care to senior communities as well. That's something that I've seen, that there is no more the private care for seniors. And that's one of the reasons I opened my practice close to Montero Commons, because it's a big community, a big new community for Cooper City. That was one of the purposes, but we also do a lot of cosmetics. That's basically our practice. And
when did you officially open?
We opened January the 2nd. We really started, that was the whole administrative part. And then in February, we really start seeing patients how we used to do it like any other office, This year, 2024.
So wrapping up your first year in business. What are your thoughts so far, being in the community now for almost a year? What do you think of our lovely community here in Cooper City?
People are really nice. They're really welcoming. I mean, a lot of people mentioned that they were looking for a practice that cares a lot about the patient and helps them, because it's not because of my practice, but I can really tell you that we really care about the patient finances, and we try to accommodate the treatment and their needs, but as well as their financial situation. Everybody's different, so we really help patients on that matter, and they're really staying. I have patients that are coming back for their recalls, and I'm happy for that. That brings me joy that the business is working how I expect.
So I always like to ask, I think it's interesting to find out how people arrived in their career and their career choice. I know some trace the roots back to when they were young. They had some kind of inspiration happen when they were a child. Some find their path along the way. I know for me, when I was a kid way back when, I was not overly fond of the dentist. I found myself going there quite frequently. I had a lot of fillings in my mouth, and there was a lot of I like to use the word trepidation around dental visits. For you, how did you find your passion for dentistry? Is this something that actually goes back to you? Like, did you have a different experience with me? Did you want to be a dentist since you were young? Did you find that along the way?
You know what? What's so funny that I have a video on my Instagram that anybody can see. When you go to Jonari Dental on Instagram, you can see the video how I started, but I'm going to recall it here. I wanted to be a MD because in my family there are a lot of doctors, and it happened to be that my sister had a boyfriend back then. That she's a doctor. She was in the medical school, and the boyfriend was in dental school. I was a teenager, I really wanted something medical, and then I saw him. But I'm a very crafty person. I love doing craft since I was little. And I saw him playing with all these waxes and doing all these forms of teeth, and how cool was that career, And I started checking into it, and I'm like, okay, I really like it. It's like, that's what I wanted, because I'm, as I said, a crafty person, goes with a medical school, might be not applying all this crafty abilities, but in my career, I can tell you that when they say that the dentist is a doctor and also an engineer, an architect, that's 100% real. That's basically my very beginning. I was 15, 16 years old when I finally decided what I wanted to be.
Now, where are you from originally?
I'm Peruvian. I'm from Peru.
Are you really? My wife is from Peru. Where are you from? Lima?
Yes, from Lima.
When did you come to the U.S.?
Well, I happened to meet my husband when I came to a conversation first here in US, and he's American. I'm like, we finally did all the paperwork and moved to US, and here I am after so many tests and boards and going back to university. Yes, I got my license back in US, and I'm practicing. Yes, almost 10 years here in US.
Very, very cool.
Practicing as a dentist, you know.
Well, it's always nice from where I sit to run into another Peruvian, because I have so much in common with that, having been married to a lovely Peruvian lady for the last 14 years now. Wow, good stuff. So I wanted to ask you, what are some of the things? What are some of the most common things? One of the reasons we do this show is to educate the community, right? People have a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misunderstandings about various industries. What are some of the common questions you get from your patients, or I guess, misconceptions that people typically have surrounding the dentistry industry?
Misconceptions is like it's very common in the Latin community, Hispanic community. We didn't see much in Americans. Americans is not that, but is that they go to the dentist just when it hurts. And that's super wrong. Like I always tell my patients, I mean, I'm proud to say that my patients change their point of view on dentistry when I tell them this. It's a lot cheaper for you if you see on a point of view of money-wise, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the dentist for prevention, they're really for going for treatment. I mean, whether it can be just a simple filling to do, a few years later, it's going to turn into a root canal or maybe an implant that goes for an extraction. So prevention is the key. It's a misconception that patients don't really realize how important in dentistry, your mouth, it's the mouth is the first entrance to your body. So whatever is going on in your mouth, you want to swallow it. So that's why it's so important to take care of your mouth.
Yeah, there's definitely a huge connection. The mouth is the gateway to the rest of the body. So there's this connection between oral health and the rest of your overall health. And what's the saying? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Mm-hmm.
So important to make sure you're going in to get regular checkups, and just the daily things also that you could do, right? Like
yes,
flossing,
exactly.
and brushing your teeth.
Yes, we do. Like I go to my patients, we do like 70% of the cleaning here, but the other 30 is all on you. I mean, I'm proud to say that we already have a hygiene a few days in a week. Because we have patients coming back for their recall appointments. So I'm happy because they get the message of coming to prevent, coming to keep your teeth clean, your gums in good conditions, and so on, so in order to don't get worse or go back to zero when you came the first appointment. So that's very important.
So anytime someone opens a new business, it always comes with a whole bunch of challenges and then a whole bunch of rewards. Looking back to the beginning of the year, leading up to opening here, Jonari Dental, what would you say were some of the biggest challenges that you faced in launching this business? And now, having been going at it close to a year, what are some of the biggest rewards you're experiencing?
A big challenge is trying to get all your employees and people that are around you on the same path, because you create a business, you create mind on them, you create goals for them, and everybody has to follow those paths in order to succeed. Most rewarding thing is like after almost a year, we see the level of commitment of my employees to the practice to make it growth, because at the end it's not just a job, it's something that we create a link together, and eventually hopefully want to grow and go to some other cities. That's the target. So to bring the quality of care that we provide to Cooper City, that it was something that I always liked to have an office here. To be honest, I looked for this spot, I waited for this spot like 3 years.
Wow.
3 years it needs to be here. Yeah, when I saw it, it was just a whole green land with cows there. I'm like, my office will be there. it was like a very, very far back when I saw my office here. So I'm more than happy to be here and like to bring everything, what I'm looking for and making my dreams come true and goals for the community as well.
The name Jonari Dental. Talk a little bit about that. Where does that name come from?
Yes, I mean, like any mother, the most important part in our life is our kids. I think so. Whatever we do when you have kids, it's like going through there. And I wanted to put that on my business without really showing the full name. So it's a mix of my son and my daughter's name. My son is John and my daughter is Ariela. So we try to mix it and make it look nice. So I come up with a very cute name and like, yeah, your word.
I love it. It's got a good ring to it, and I love the story behind it. That's the first thing when I heard the name. I thought it was maybe your last name, but
yeah, everybody was like, "You Dr. Jonari, no?" They were like, "But you're the owner. Why your last name is not there?" Yeah, then I have to go for the explanation. No, I didn't know post on Instagram for that reason because everybody has this.
yeah, no, it's good stuff. So, and you said it. Family is everything. So important. How old are your kids?
My daughter is 11. My son is 7 years old.
Ah, you are right behind me. I have a 12-year-old daughter who's in second year of Pioneer Middle School, and then I have a 10-year-old son who's in his last year at Griffin Elementary. So,
oh yeah, you're really like come close.
you're right on my heels.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Right.
Excited. Now, do you live here locally? Where do you live?
I live in Hollywood Hills.
Okay.
Yes, I live in Hollywood Hills. It's not that far. It's just 5 minutes drive from here.
No, right down the road. I went to
Yeah,
Hollywood Hills High School.
really. Yeah, the Hills is like between Turnpike and 985. There's a small community there in Hollywood, so it's nice. I love it. It's really family oriented. I live in Miami and I moved to Hollywood because Miami was crazy, and I don't regret at all moving up here.
What do you guys like to do for fun when you're not working? Like, what do you like to do with the kids?
Yeah, we really like to go outdoors. We try to go outdoors as much as we can, like go to the park, go to small trips around. But being in the business, as an owner now, is less time.
Yep.
So, but that's okay. We really at least take a trip on summer, for a couple of weeks, and then we do weekend stuff like any other family.
So nice. So my daughter, she's 12 now. Like I said, she doesn't really want to do anything with dad anymore. If she asks to go with me somewhere, it's usually for me to take her to her friends or take her to the mall or the movies. Yeah, but she's still a sweetheart. She's still my little girl. Good stuff. So, what would be? Well, I guess looking back through your journey, through your life, oftentimes we are defined by our most trying experiences, more so than our rewarding experiences. Is there something that comes to mind that a challenge you faced, something you struggled with tremendously, where at the time you were going through it, you thought that it was the end, right? You couldn't get through to the other side. It seemed like there was no hope, but you got through that moment. And then now looking back on that, you could say that you draw inspiration from that, or you're stronger for having experienced that. Is there something that comes to mind there?
Well, I mean, I have so many experiences in US. I mean, we're talking about this country, that, to be honest, is my very first job in this country was really odd, was really weird. I was passing tables, I remember. But then I saw, I mean, it might sound like very, very, common to what you hear an immigrant talking about it, that this is a country where you can make all your dreams come true if you want it, If you work hard, if you study, it's not easy, for sure, 100%. And I can tell you on my side that all those struggles, all those not sad moments, and hard times in your life make you achieve what you're really looking for. If you have a goal, if you have a mindset to get there, you will make it happen. The universe gonna go make it happen.
Yep. That's one of the one of the things I've been working on tremendously. I'm 44 now, so pretty much ever since I hit 40, I've started trying to be comfortable being uncomfortable. I've been trying to lean into situations where I feel wildly uncomfortable and not hide from that, and just try to kind of put everything out there. And it's had incredible implications on my mindset and my, like, the person that I'm becoming. Like, if I look at myself 10, 15 years ago and the type of person I was compared to now, I mean, I've come such a long way. And it goes back to, I really think, all the struggles and the challenges that I faced, and all those moments where I wanted to stop and I didn't want to move forward, and I kept pushing through it. And those are the things that really kind of shifted me into who I am now. So it's always interesting to look back at the challenges. The rewards are great as well, but I think the struggles that we face have a bigger impact on us long term, looking back.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always said, like, there is no hard time. It's like a lesson, you gotta learn from there and see the positive side. It will be always like few here and there, like sad moments. I'm gonna say, I mean, I regret what I did, but you learn something. So like what you mentioned is super right. I mean, I was working as an associate, to be honest, for several years. I would want to have my office, but I mean, all those deals didn't work for whatever reason. But I think it was meant to be for me to be here. And I'm telling you, I was doing well as an associate. People tell me, "Are you crazy? Why are you opening your own office? It's a Pandora box, no." But I'm like, I never live my life in a comfort zone. That's why I'm here. Otherwise, I'd be happy living in Peru as a dentist, doing well. But I mean, I think comfort is not good in any way, you might enjoy it at some point, but yes, experiencing uncomfortable is also will make you grow as a human being. And that's always trying to teach that to my kids, trying to get out of your bubble.
Yeah, because who grows in their comfort zone, right? Growth comes off the heels of discomfort, and that's,
exactly.
Yeah. So before we wrap up here, what would be, I guess, the one thing that you'd like to leave our listeners with about Jonari Dental? What would be the one thing?
I always say to my patients, and I always put on the videos, for us, there is nobody that is no good enough, not young enough, not wealthy enough to be treated here. We take pride of, like, everybody can have the smile they wanted. There is no limitations on age, on income. If you're really looking forward to do it, we will make it happen. And I have several patients to show that they were denying having a smile back for whatever reasons in other offices. They decided to make it here, and we made it work. So I'm more than happy to help the community of Cooper City and achieve the smile that they're looking for, and give that treatment that they deserve,
Love it. Love it. How can our listeners learn more? What's the best way to connect with you guys? Maybe share your website, your phone number. How can we get a hold of you?
Yeah, my website is www.jonaridental.com. You can go on my Instagram as well. That is Jonari Dental. And our phone number is 754-296-3800. And just to keep you posted for October, all the new patients in October, all of them, if they do any treatment, like simple cleaning even, they're going to get a gift card from Publix, First Watch, or Target. We have a spin wheel. And then November the 1st, we're going to raffle Royal Caribbean Cruise to Bahamas.
Royal Caribbean Cruise.
Yeah,
I
for
like
all
it.
the new patients. Yes.
Very cool.
And
you hear that?
really nice. The community is nice to me. I'm trying to give away some things. I'm more than happy to help. I mean, it's working, I'm more than happy to really provide what they're looking for.
All right. Very cool. And we'll drop a link down in the description to all of your contact information. So for anyone, you hear that, everyone out there, there's some good giveaways over at Jonari Dental. Go get a checkup, go get a visit, go meet Dr. Street. So happy to have you in the community. Thanks so much for coming on the show, Dr. Street.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for the invitation, Jeremy. I'm more than happy to be here. I'm looking forward to be here again sometime soon.
All right, sounds good. And thanks, as always, to our listeners for tuning in. And we will catch everyone next time on the next episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast. Everyone take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, Cooper City. To nominate your favorite local business to be featured on the show, go to gnpcoopercity.com. That's gnpcoopercity.com or call 954-231-3170.